Hi, and welcome to another exciting edition of Scarlet Betch. I'm Jason.
And I'm Anthony.
So as you know, we're going to be talking this week about the bazillion things that happened in the past few weeks that we didn't really get to, and so now we're trying to catch up. And, by the way, I picked up, 5 books this week, which is a lot for me. I know that most people go to the comic store. I've seen, these, crazy people who have 20 issues a week, and I cannot do that. But yeah, so that aside, Age of X.
I was like, yeah, those people. Oh.
Well,
I limited myself this week.
I just hate there's just one guy at my comic book store who takes up so much room in the queue, right? Everyone's there's the big wall of new comics, and he has this huge pile that's he's holding, and then he's also really OCD because he wants all of the comics to be completely unblemished. So he will go issue after issue after issue, inspecting each one. I'm like, look, I'm trying to you're also a very large man, and I don't want to touch your arm fur, and so can you hurry it along because it's kind of awkward. But yeah, but Age of X finished. Yeah.
Not that OCD, very messy.
Yeah, very messy. Which I kind of like stories in general that don't end with all the strings tied, which is a little odd because I do like rom-coms a lot, and they tend to be all tangled, very nice. But
well, I have to say I really like this alternate universe storyline because because a lot of the time the alternate universe storyline will just have people from that universe get trapped in, and we don't need new characters. What we need is some resolution to our crappy storylines, and I think they did a lot of that. Because the whole Jono thing, he wasn't featured really at all in Age of X, and all they did was have Kavita Rao explain away the horrible things that Decimation and that bad Apocalypse storyline did to him. So, good job, Mike Carey, for using this as an opportunity to fix some holes. But it sucks that you didn't give Jubilee back her powers.
Yeah, because Jubilee totally was in Age of X with her powers, and that was she's not a vampire in this. That's awesome. We need more fireworks in the world. Win-win. Or
exactly.
Or she could be a vampire with firework powers. I mean, God knows everybody in D&D needs a ranged weapon, right?
At the same time, it might kill her.
But she's not. She doesn't have sun powers.
Do we know that?
Okay.
Did she fight vampires before?
She probably did, actually. No, because the last big vampire thing was during the 90s, wasn't it?
I don't. The only character who really had a strong tie to the vampires were Kitty Pryde and Storm, and those were stories from the 80s when they served together.
I don't know. I didn't start reading comic books until 2004, so I don't know. But so
I did.
I'm very pleased to report that Legion is not crazy anymore and still just as hot. So that's something that I'm really excited we'll be continuing forth from this miniseries.
Exactly.
I'm also a little I don't like how Rachel Summers is back from space. I was very much in the camp of keeping Rachel Summers in space, and now she's back. So
was I.
Yeah.
But we saw in all those MX11 whatever. This is the year of the X-Men things. That the Starjammers were coming back. So I had accepted that fate, and I'm pleased that Revenant is not Jean, and I'm pleased that she is not Hope, and so Rachel is just the lesser of 3 evils, and it's cool that her mind is separated from her body. That was interesting. I like that.
Yeah,
pretty cool. Yeah, you keep her like that.
But it's just a little weird because it seemed that there's a lot of ghosty people hanging around X Island right now, and what's even weirder is that some of the ghosty people aren't really ghosty. Was it New Mutants? Kitty Pryde was in there, karate kicking a robot. I'm like, Kitty Pryde, you're insubstantial, and also your insubstantiality hurts robots. Why are you drop kicking them?
So true. That fight scene. I saw Kitty doing stuff, and I was like, wait, why is she here? I mean, like, and they were like, oh, he sent everyone who knows Ilyana away, and Doug. Yeah. So. New Mutants. That was interesting. That was cool. It didn't have anything to do with Age of X, even though I feel like said it was Age of X. No, I guess it doesn't say it all. It just says New Direction.
Yeah.
AKA, we're writing out Karma, Cannonball, and who was the other one they wrote out? Oh, Ilyana.
Ilyana, yeah.
All of them are going to be spending all their time in jail.
Yeah, and it sucks because Ilyana and Karma were the only reasons why I was reading that book. I actually don't know who else is on that team. Like, Sunspot, I don't even know what his powers are. I thought he was super strong, but then all of a sudden he was shooting bolts out of his arms. I'm like, what's going on?
That's why I'm like, they need to give Jubilee back her firework powers, because all you have to do is just do some super angsty Dark Reign storyline like they did for Sunspot, where he like was evil and learned how to use his powers in cool new ways. You did it for the New Mutant or the new X-Men when there were those little Academy X kids where you chopped off Emily's arm and stuff like that. Just like do that for Jubilee. Don't like completely decimate her. Just put her through a little stress, and she'll learn how to like shoot gigantic cannons out of her fingers, and then everyone will be happy.
Yeah. Just one point about Mutants. Love the cover. The cover was beautiful. Super.
It's beautiful.
I love wraparound covers. I know that it's not all the time practical because of ad space, but this is really gorgeous. Yeah.
They're beautiful. I do also like fold out covers if that's a thing people want to do.
And I also want to say I also really love how Danny Moonstar is the new team leader and how that she doesn't have any powers, because I think that's a really cool element. And plus, did she really have powers before? She didn't really have. I mean, she had psychic arrows of animal happiness. Like, I don't know.
Well, she had so many different powers because her first power was kind of not really a power that she could ever use.
No.
So I do like that she's become like the Starbuck of the New Mutants.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I'll go that far. I will.
Is she an angel of God? And it will vanish at the very end of the
she's
series.
a Valkyrie, so I think so.
She's the figment of our imagination.
Exactly. It's also weird how like so many of them are paired up now. Like, I guess I realized that they're all in their mid-20s, so like that's a thing that people in their mid-20s do sometimes, have long-term relationships. But
also, Karma needs a girlfriend. Just saying.
Right?
She needs to stop having little brothers and sisters and little mutant people with no faces to take care of.
Yeah. I do love that she's taking care of Face, but it would be nice if there were also like a sexy nurse that also came to take care of, and they like had long...
All I'm saying is Karma Kivita Rao. That's all I'm saying. I think that'd be awesome. That'd be hot. That
would be so hot. That would be the hottest. Oh, I can't even.
One's a librarian, another's a scientist, and one of them doesn't have a leg, and then they could be like totally stumping. It'd be awesome.
Stumping! Oh my goodness! It solves the scissoring problem. Mm-hmm. That's why they did it.
But,
can she take it off?
Yeah, of course she can take it off. It's a prosthetic.
Yeah, but isn't it like connected to her? And get into a gun, please.
A jetpack.
Yes, right? There was a guy who created a jetpack and flew across the valley.
Yeah, I saw that. So continuing on our X-Men extravaganza, Astonishing X-Men came out this week, and I have not been keeping up with Astonishing since...
It's published really irregularly.
So...
The last issue of this came out more than a month ago.
Yeah. And I'm also not even clear on who's on Astonishing anymore. Now it's just kind of like a general X-Men book. Before it was like a very clearly defined who was on Astonishing and who wasn't on Astonishing. And it's a little weird because like I'm really confused about what Astonishing's place in continuity is. Because like for a while I was like, this is continuity, and then the whole Xenogenesis thing, like it's not really continuity. It's just kind of this thing that's happening. But like, yeah, you can read it if you want. But now I feel like it's more in continuity. So I'm like, what's going on?
Well, that's the thing. It's like flexi-sexual, but like flexi-canon. But yeah, no, it is kind of in continuity. It's also going to be interesting because like right now they just have 4 team members in Tokyo, but they're gonna be doing so this book is never published, and they're gonna have parallel storylines.
Yeah.
So next book is not gonna deal with this storyline at all.
No.
And it's just going to deal with all the people they left back on the island, making their own cool little team with Agent Brand, which I think is going to be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I continue to be confused by why like Agent Brand continues to deal with the X-Men, because from all like
I feel like it's just because she's so irrelevant to everyone else.
Yeah, it's true, but she hates the X-Men. She's like they.
And is she even still?
They do nothing but cause her trouble, and like she's like, I'm gonna be on a team with you, and like, don't you have a interstellar organization to be running? Like, what are you doing?
Right? Yeah. And are you still dating the Beast?
Yeah. But the things that I did like from Astonishing X-Men, the art was great. I love how this artist actually draws Armor as a teenage girl, which she is, and also as Asian. A lot of people tend to forget that she's Asian.
Yeah.
Which was actually a big... Did you hear about the whole Flashpoint thing? Awkward. Yeah. So.
Super awkward. And then people were quoting statistics, and they said like, well, if you make a comic book character white, you will be right 99% of the time. And I was like,
yeah, it's like 1%.
Especially now that Jeff Johns is creative director of DC. Thanks, Jeff Johns.
Mm-hmm. Good job. But I also, there was a blog post I read, and they were like DC Comics recently killed off the only prominent Asian comic book superhero. I'm like, that's not true. There are a lot. I mean, granted, there are some fake Asians out there, like Betsy Braddock, but there are also some awesome, like, mainstream comic book Asian characters, like Nikamotoru, which, by the way, today I spent 2 hours at work today, don't tell my boss, looking up what the fuck's going on with Runaways. It needs to come back, like, right now.
Right? They were, on hiatus. Catherine Zimmerman was still the writer.
Well, also, the movie is coming out in 2012. They need to get shit ready. I mean, because the movie's gonna come out, and it's gonna be a big blockbuster hit, and then there's gonna be no books for anyone to read about it.
Well, maybe they'll relaunch it. Maybe they're just waiting for all the hardcore fans to just be drooling so hard that they will just accept whatever rewrites they want to make and bring back Sabbath.
Totally bring back Sabbath. Oh my god, Sabbath was the best part of that book.
Right? And that little plant girl, like, she was cute like a kitten, but she was boring.
But
like
Clara, like the Ren Fair, needs to stay in Ren Fair because Clara's fun to pull out and play with, but like she's kind of awkward and boring, just like Ren Fair.
Exactly.
But just really quick back to Astonishing X-Men. I really like
Voltron.
Voltron, yes, Voltron.
Exactly. I was like, when they made her super big, I was like, this is gonna be amazing.
So,
and also, I wanted to be super big in other books, because she's been in them, but she hasn't really used her powers yet, I don't think. I think they're waiting for this to, like, resolve.
Yeah. I also feel like she is, like, really awkward around the other X-kids, because everyone's like, you got put in a real X-team, and we're just, like, being babysat.
I think she would be less awkward if it were an X-team that were more in continuity.
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough.
How are we doing on time?
I think we need a...
Exactly. We'll be back with more Age of X!
Totally. Yay!